welcome to the Mega Podcast. I am the Lunatics Minge, Gaz, and I'm joined by the flawed horseman, Dan.
Woo!
How are you doing?
It's the fourth time. How many episodes is this now? It's 5?
This is 5.
Five time. Woo!
We are officially Booker T.
I still can't do a Booker T. If anyone can do a Booker T, let me know.
Yes.
Because we want someone who could do a good Booker T.
Yeah.
Booker T says the greatest. Can you dig it? Yeah. But now he's kind of gone more gravelly, hasn't he?
I know, over time. Michael Cole. Yeah. That's the world shit.
Yeah. If anyone could do Booker T, please let us know. We'd love to hear a good Booker T impression.
Yes, yeah. And you're actually listening to us today or tomorrow or this evening or yesterday afternoon at our new home on YouTube.
On the tubes of the U.
Yeah, we started off in our first home of Podbean.
The bean of the pod.
Yes, and they restricted, I don't know if anyone knows anything about podcasting or free podcasting, but you're given basically, this is how much space you've got. You can get that for free. If you want unlimited space, we're going to rip your bank account. So we hit our limit within 4 episodes, and we thought, you know what, sod it. We put word out. We asked you guys what you would like us to do and where you would like us to call home. And we laid our hat at YouTube back where we started.
Yeah, so we're back home.
We're back on YouTube.
Welcome home.
We are officially the podcast version. Not only are we Booker T, but we're also Peters and Lee.
Yes.
Yes.
Who would be Peters and who would be Lee?
Well, you'd be Andy Peters and Bruce Lee, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
Dibs on Andy Peters. Called it.
We are here today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
The Mega Podcast proudly brings to you, it's the 2015 Payback Pay-Per-View
Preview. You have to go all Vince McMahon when you say that.
Yeah.
Preview. Yes. Yeah, we're going to talk about Payback. In the last episode, we reviewed
Extreme Rules.
Extreme
the one
Rules.
out of the year where the WWE goes Extreme Magal.
Magal. Yep. Extreme Rules was far from extreme, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
It laid out some interesting... we thought it was going to cut off a lot of storylines, but little did we know. The creative are quite stifled as far as what works and who are the honest
bless them,
workers.
but they do try.
Oh, they're very
try. They
yeah,
try.
They're trying.
They try.
Yes. But, yeah, we've got Payback coming up on this Sunday, May the 17th, at the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. Apparently there is still, I've checked, there is still Baltimore available.
Wow.
There's enough Baltimore left to host a pay-per-view. It will actually be the third event under the Paperback, right? I was going to say Paperback, right? Under the Payback name, and the first one to be held outside the suburb of Rosemont, Illinois.
Oh.
Yes, it'll be available for free to new subscribers on a WWE network. For only $9.99 a month. Yeah.
They're getting shitter as we go along.
Oh, that was an old man that came in.
So what's our first match for the pay-per-view, the Payback Mega?
Well, we're kicking off in the pre-show.
Which we'll probably not watch.
Yeah. We've got Ascension, quote-unquote, the biggest fail as far as NXT to WWE transition ever. I mean, if any of you guys out there, and if I know our fans, and I don't wish to, have all watched NXT, they're all schooled on NXT and stuff like that, and they saw the Ascension coming through and thought, you know, these guys are awesome. They had a fantastic look. The gimmick, I described their gimmick earlier on tonight as me and Dan were catching up on Raw, I described the Ascension's look as Twilight on steroids. Feel free, leave a comment in the comment section below if you agree with me or anything that we say in the podcast. Feel free to leave comments, suggestions and what have you. But I thought they were awesome. And then as soon as they came up to the main roster, they basically turned them into Gods of War, the video game, and ruined them.
Turn him into Kratos, basically.
Yeah.
I like to describe him as Mad Max meets God of War.
Yeah.
That's my kind of thing. So the whole Welcome to the Wasteland thing. It's
Motley Max.
Yeah, it's doing the whole post-apocalyptic thing.
But it didn't work. Like I said, Motley Crue did it on the Shout of the Devil tour, and that was, 1980...
4.
Yeah, we'll go with that. But they just ruined, and
the best sign I've seen for the Ascension is the one that was on Raw this week.
Yeah.
It was a toilet with them coming out, and it said the Ascension's wasteland. I thought that was ace. That's second to Roman is a wank pheasant.
That means they are poo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're taking on the newly formed tag team of Curtis Axel and
Axel.
Curtis Axel and Damien Sandow, aka Axelmania and the Macho Mandow. This, in my opinion, and I'm going to go on a limb and probably piss off a lot of hardcore wrestling fans who hate anything gimmicky, but this could be the greatest gimmick tag team of all time. They're just fucking awful, but it's genius. I mean, they're never going to be as good as the masters of the WWE universe.
No.
But it's just like, wow.
It could
Holy crap, it's the Huckster and the Nacho Man. You know?
Like the promos they did when they went to WCW.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you mean. It is a so bad it's good sort of gimmick. I do get that. When they were doing it on Raw, I did do, and I hate to do hashtags that exist, but I did a face palm. I really did. I was like,
Palm of the face.
I was like, oh god, they're doing it, aren't they? They're gonna do. Oh no, they're doing the shaking the hands thing.
I actually,
and you can guarantee at Payback they're gonna be calling themselves the Mega Powers.
I hope so.
They are.
I actually marked out when they did the handshake. I'll be honest with you.
But will they go full hog and eventually fall out
I hope so.
and do an argument in the back?
Yeah.
But who would they have as Miss Elizabeth?
Because
Because see, if they would have kept it going with the whole Sandow and Summer Rae thing,
yeah,
they dropped the ball.
Oh yeah,
They dropped the ball.
definitely. It could have been history repeating itself.
Oh yeah,
on a
just a little bit of history repeating. That's for your Vanessa Feltz listeners out there at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, bless her. She likes a bit of cake, don't she?
But anyway,
Yeah, Curtis Axel and Damien Sandow, the Axelmania and the Macho Mandow.
yeah, against the Ascension.
The Ascension. I think,
It's gimmick versus gimmick.
yeah,
It's an 80s wrestling match, basically.
basically, yeah, because you've got the sort of super faces against the sort of uber heel.
Yeah. It would have been even more heelish if we put Sheamus in the mix.
Yeah, but I think to cement themselves as super heels, all the Ascension are missing is a manager.
Yes. Like
Do you
a
know-
Mouth of the South.
No.
Or a Mr. Fuji.
Yes, I was going to say,
Mr. Fuji.
Mr. Fuji is the man for the... Get him? I mean, is he... Right.
Is he alive?
Is Mr...
Is our monthly Google search whilst we're recording a podcast.
Holy shit, Mr. Fuji is still alive.
Get him back.
He's 80 years old and he's actually from Hawaii.
Get him back. He's got to be related to the whole like
The Samoan thing.
the Samoan dynasty, as JBL called it.
Samoan
Dynasty. Mega.
You know, his real name is Harry Fujiwara.
Get him back. Get him. We could have a new Demolition on our hands.
According to Wikipedia, he's an American former professional wrestler and manager, best known by his name, Mr. Fuji. He was infamous for often throwing salt in the eyes of face wrestlers. Although billed as Japanese, he's a Japanese-American born in Hawaii.
Get him back. WWE, if you're listening, and I doubt you are, get Mr. Fuji back and get him to manage the Ascension. He could be throwing salt at people. It would be brilliant. Yeah. Like I said, we could have a new Demolition on our hands. Yeah. If they do this right, we could have something special. Comments below if you agree.
He's got his own sushi restaurant in, apparently, I don't know if this is the Mr. Fuji.
I hope so.
He's got his own sushi restaurant in Albany, New York. Mr. Fuji Sushi of Albany.
I don't think.
And there's one in Clifton Park as well.
But anyway.
And he also once called Bob Backlund a honky. It's a bit of interesting information for you. But yeah.
Get Mr. Fuji back, please.
That's the only way their careers are going to progress, if they get Mr. Fuji in as their manager.
And throwing salt in eyes. So, how do you feel this match is going to go down?
I'd like to...
With or without Mr. Fuji?
Yeah, with or without Mr. Fuji. I'd like to say that the faces will triumph, but I don't think they're going to.
I think they will.
I think the Ascension are going to beat them, and then that'll kick off a big right. It'll, like we said, you've got the Mega Powers rivalry, and I think the Ascension will beat them, and then they'll just start brawling, and you'll have weeks of sort of
Axel Mania and
Macho Mandow promos, and Sandow's going to be cutting proper Macho Man promos and stuff.
See, now they need Mean Gene back.
Yeah.
To do the promos. But have them on green screens. The really shit logos behind them.
You can just, like they've started doing on Raw now, they do the
proper superstars thing.
Yeah, while they're fighting, it's like, yeah, we caught up with Mad Jeff, the trolley collector, and this is what he had to say about Alan Amner.
Alan Amner, when I get you in that ring, for the gods above, I will destroy you, and I will use black magic.
Yeah, and then they sort of, then the picture goes back to behind the main screen, and that's genius. I can't wait to see the Axelmania Sandow interviews like that. That's going to be brilliant.
But I think they're going to win, just to kind of keep it going a little bit longer as them being a tag team.
This is the WWE writing team we're talking about.
Oh, I know. They try. They try. But, yeah, I think they're going to keep them going for a little bit longer. I think if they keep it going, it could be something special, and then when it breaks down, it'll be more meaningful.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because I know they've had a lot of cock-ups recently, like the whole Axelmania thing. They built it up, and then it just went to nothing.
Yeah.
The whole Miz Dow thing, they built it up, and it went to nothing. So.
Oh, well.
Yeah. But I think that the Mega Powers are going to win. I'm all for the Mega Powers winning.
Well, I'm going to say the Ascension, so we've got to split down the middle with that one. But kicking off the Payback, I keep going to call it Paperback.
Paperback writer.
Yeah, kicking off the Paperback. For flip's sake.
Try it in a Vince McMahon voice, you'll get it that time.
Payback.
There you go.
Kicking off the Payback pay-per-view, which is free to new subscribers on the WWE Network, which is free for the month of May, is the tag team title match, which I was really happy to see, is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Now, we've not seen that wasn't the noise I was looking for.
Was it more like this?
Yeah, we've not seen a 2 out of 3 falls tag match for the belts since SummerSlam 1990, where Demolition took on the Hart Foundation. And how similar, full circle, boys and girls, has come around. The New Day, there's 3 of them, and one of them is fucking useless. Just like Demolition.
Just like Crush Bra.
Yeah, Crush Bra.
Sorry, OSW, I know we're taking a lot of your stuff, but God, your stuff's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, Crush was about as much use as a chocolate fire guard, wasn't he? He was the ashtray on the motorbike that was Demolition. And then you had the other side, you had the faces, the Hart Foundation, ironically related to Tyson Kidd. Coincidence? I think so. But you wonder, I mean, as soon as the match was announced, I read a few different things, people saying, well, for the first fall, is it going to be Biggie and Kofi? And then when they go into second fall, are they going to bring Xavier Woods in? And are they going to alternate the sides? I don't know.
Point.
But
obviously, Adam Tyson can't.
No.
Let's get Bret Hart out. Let's have a proper Hart Foundation reunion.
Yeah.
We're demanding too much of the WWE at the moment. Come on!
Or Jim the Anvil Weak Heart.
Yeah.
Get him out there. He's on his last
brilliant.
legs. He could do with a payday.
I mean, let's be honest now. This pay-per-view is probably not going to be brilliant.
Well, including the pre-show, we've got 6 matches on the bill.
At the moment.
As we speak, I mean, we're recording this on a Tuesday night, so we've literally just watched Raw from last night.
Yeah.
But we've still got SmackDown to go.
Yeah.
But who gives a toss about SmackDown?
Yeah. But, like I said, let's be honest, this pay-per-view is probably not going to get liked by a lot of people.
No.
If I'm wrong, then brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm so happy if I'm wrong. But they've got to have memorable moments in these pay-per-views, because these are like the pitter-patters before the big ones.
Oh, yeah.
So obviously the next big one's SummerSlam.
Mm.
So,
well, no, because there's... who have we got in June? Because there's the... obviously, this is the May pay-per-view.
Yeah.
But at the end of the month, as announced on Raw last night, they're bringing back the Elimination Chamber as is it a network-only
network exclusive, but we'll discuss that towards the end, because we've got a pop quiz for everyone who's listening. But yeah, if this pay-per-view is very good, I'll be really, really impressed. But if it isn't, I think they really need to put those little memorable moments in.
Definitely.
Because if they don't, then people are just going, well, it was a bit crappy, which is kind of what's happened in between the big ones now.
Well, between now and SummerSlam, we've got June the 14th from the Nationwide Arena in Columbus, Ohio, we've got Money in the Bank, and that, for me, I know they go on about, it's, after Royal Rumble, get in your car, it's the road to WrestleMania. But for me, Money in the Bank, that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
Because you get, somebody will win the Money in the Bank contract, and until they cash in, you're thinking, when's he going to cash? When's he going to cash?
Yeah.
And then July the 19th from the Scotts Trade Center in St. Louis, Missouri, which is a hometown event for Randy Orton, we've got Battleground. And then the 23rd of August from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
Michael.
Why, whenever I announce events, you go to JBL, I don't know. We've got SummerSlam, which is the
next biggie.
Yeah.
The next biggie?
What was it used to call it? The... Feel the heat and all that SummerSlam.
Anyway, back to the tag match. So I think this is judging because as we said in the Extreme Rules review, I thought the tag match was the match of the night.
Yeah,
it was absolutely fantastic. And if they keep it going and they pull out, because they were doing it again on Raw this week because Cesaro was against Big E. Cesaro was doing some amazing stuff. Yeah. He was doing all flips and stuff.
I actually had a conversation last night with a friend of the show, Mr. David Gillum, who has got his own podcast, the Max Wrestling Magazine podcast.
Check it out.
Go and check them out. Those guys, Dazzy Lee and Phoenix and Dave and the rest of them, go and check them out. They cover, where we just cover WWE, they cover NXT. They cover,
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor. I think they even cover New Japan Wrestling as well. But go and check them out. They're on YouTube and they're on Facebook. That's Max Wrestling Magazine. I was speaking to Dave last night and we were talking about Cesaro. And like he said, the guy to the fans is so over. It's unreal. But it's as if the writers and what have you and creative don't want him to be over because he hasn't really got a gimmick.
Yeah.
It's quite upsetting because the guy's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
And he's bald.
He's big, and he's
got a beard.
Yes, too true.
Yeah, but I reckon the New Day are going to win.
Do you think?
Yeah, because it's... at the moment...
Their reign's not been long enough.
No, at the moment they're sort of going up and up and up. And I honestly think that as far as those two, the New Day and Tyson Kidd Cesaro go, the masters of the WWE Universe, there's a good few matches left in this.
Oh, yeah.
This series of matches is far from... I think this could potentially go on till SummerSlam.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I really do think if they pull out all the stops like they did last time, we've got another possible match of the night on our hands. Who am I going to call to win? I want my boys in the New Day to win because they are my boys after all. And I full-heartedly will admit now, when they come out, I do the New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. I will be doing that whilst I'm watching Payback.
I'm just amazed that I'm still befuddled the fact that Biggie Langston has got bigger tits than half the divas.
And he doesn't sweat anymore.
He doesn't. He's not a sweaty creature no more.
No, he's not a sweaty creature.
It's quite upsetting. Yeah. Like. That was his gimmick for ages, wasn't it? He sweats.
I'm going to go with you. New Day are going to win.
Yeah, we're...
They're a good heel tag team.
They are. And they've got that real... They're not like straight heels where they come out and do shouty promos like the Ascension or like the Natural Disasters used to do. But they've got that real... They're kind of like the Beverly Brothers.
Yeah.
They're like...
Get the genius with them.
Yeah, but they've got that in Xavier Woods. Yeah. They kind of, if I would say,
Xavier Woods doesn't write poetry.
If you cross, all right, he's no Larry Poffel, but there you go. If you cross the Beverly Brothers, Men on a Mission,
and the Fabulous Rougeaus.
Yes, we're all American boys. On the ultimate, the girls, the Rougeaus on their way. Woo, all American on board. Just the girls. Woo! Yes. Anyway,
they even had the clap.
Yeah. See, that's what they're missing. Oh,
dear me.
and who said Keith Ed was dead?
Yeah, New Day's win.
The New Day, yeah. In a rematch from... It seems to be a lot of rematches here, don't there?
That's what I mean. That's why I think it's not going to be very good.
No, in a rematch from Extreme Rules, we have a Dolph Ziggler versus Sheamus match.
What's his name?
Shamus.
There we go.
And
it's not in a Kiss Me Arse match.
No, it's not a Kiss Me Ass match this time. I mean, at Extreme Rules, Ziggler defeated Barrett in the... Barrett? You didn't even fight Barrett. What's going on?
Shamus.
I'm sure there was some whiskey in that cup of tea that I drank.
You sure you don't want to do a Vince McMahon voice? You'll get it right that time.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess like we were saying, Extreme Rules. Ziggler beat Sheamus in the Kiss Me Arse match.
Sorry, OSW.
Yeah, but that's how they say it. Are you listening to all the... we said in the last podcast, in all the lead up, they were like, Dolph Ziggler is fighting Sheamus in a Kiss Me Arse match. It's like, what the friggin' hell is going on?
Like I said in the last one as well, I'm sure Sheamus was putting on more of an Irish accent whenever he said, I'm going to make them on Kiss Me Arse. Arse.
Yeah, he turned into Father Jack.
Feck off, arse.
Yeah, but then it made me laugh. King Barrett come out on Raw on Monday, and he said something to Ziggler about, kiss my arse. He's like, ring the bloody bell. I actually thought he was going to turn into Alan Partridge at one time. Sod off. Kiss my arse. Smell my cheese, you mother. I've got cheese.
I love Wade Barrett.
Yeah, he's ace.
I love him.
Yeah.
I'm so glad he's got a match on this event.
I would like to think, I mean, there's quite a lot of British talent there now, and like UK and Ireland talent. You've got like Sheamus, Finn Balor, Becky Lynch,
Paige,
Neville, Sheamus, and I'd like to think that they all sit around and sort of quote bottom and stuff to each other. Eddie, you bastard! I'd like to think that, and then you got Sheamus.
Oh look, it's squatting Neville.
Kicks him, Neville's curling a turd out, and Barrett kicks the door open. Oh, squatting Neville! No wonder he shits like a Great Dane. Sheamus will come in and say something like, "Would you like a cup of tea, father?" And I'd like to...
go on now.
I'd like to think that they're the funniest guys in the locker room.
Oh, God, yes, please.
Yeah.
Please
But
do.
yeah, this is a rematch from...
Paige, you go there if you want.
Yeah. Ever been down the Mars?
You can go there if you want.
And Neville being Oz from Alvita's in the pet. I'd like to think that.
Oh,
weird kettle. Yeah, it's a rematch from Extreme Rules. It's not a Kiss Me Ass match, this one. It's just the standard match. And I think that Dolph Ziggler is going to have his revenge on the Celtic Warrior, Shamus.
Yeah, I think it's going to be this time.
And is it just me, or as this is totally off topic of wrestling, Sheamus's hair looked nicer?
When it was all brushed back.
Yeah.
And he's wearing his his little waistcoat, father. And his little flat cap.
Yeah.
He looked ace. He looked like a proper heel.
Yeah.
He looked like he should have been in Money Incorporated.
No, I don't think Money Incorporated I think they've got a no jeans policy.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
Yeah. He'd be stood by the bar. He'd go in. I'd have a pint of mild, a ploughman's, and a piece of your mother's face, and that'd be it.
Yeah.
And you'd have to serve it him, or he'd hurt you.
I think it could be quite a good match, though.
I think this has got the potential.
The last one was pretty good.
Yeah, it's got the potential to be a good one, because as is made perfectly clear on this podcast, we love Dolph Ziggler. He's ace.
He is Mr. Ass.
He is the ass.
Yes.
The whole ass and nothing but the ass.
Yes. But I think it could be a really good match. I think Dolph Ziggler is going to take it this time.
Yeah. Well, he did last time, but there was like bottom rubbing going on. Yeah. That was a bit disturbing.
I think
Ziggler, no tan lines.
Yeah. But I think...
lily white arse.
I think he's going to get his revenge and he's going to get Sheamus to kiss his arse.
No, I reckon they should, if he loses, they should make Sheamus kick Bishop Brennan up the arse. I think that'd be... But he'd like bro kick him up the arse. You like a drink, you Grace? He did kick me up the arse. And also, you lay Sheamus would be cutting a promo and just
No, he kicked Vince McMahon up the ass.
No, you got to be Bishop Brendan, and you lay Sheamus cutting a promo, but I'm the Celtic Warrior. I know he beat Ziggler and all that, and then all you hear is ah, and you'd see Bishop Brendan running down the ramp with his cape behind him. Sheamus! Yes. There you go.
Don't call me Len, you little prick.
Yeah. You undress me, bite me full title, you little ginger ballot. There you go. But hang on, we're supposed to be talking about wrestling.
Yeah.
We've descended into chaos.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Dolph Ziggler's going to take it. He's going to get his revenge, and all will be well.
And he's going to make Sheamus kick Bishop Brennan up the arse.
Yes.
And kiss him on the bottom.
He touched me on the bottom.
Yeah. But we're going to go away from this now because oh shit. The next match we're going to be talking about is the hometown Geordie hero.
Why, aye, man?
Neville, squatting Neville.
Hashtag squatting Neville.
Yes, there's your new one there. Hashtag squatting Neville.
I expect a picture on the Classic Wrestling page very soon. And keep your eyes peeled because there may be a mega podcast page coming soon.
Yeah, so keep them peepers open. Yes. Keep them peepers jeeping. Yeah. So we've got Neville winning another rematch from the pre-show of Extreme Rules. Neville versus the newly crowned King Barrett.
King of the Ring, it's King Bloody Barrett.
If ever there was going to be anyone that deserved the title who could be arrogant and horrible enough to be a king, it's him. He is. I mean, like, what was it JBL was it? It reminds me of Prince Charles, King Thingy the Second, and oh yeah.
Going through English monarchy.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
But Neville, bloody, oh my days. It's just, the guy is unbelievable. He's as tall as he is wide. You know, men with muscles like that should not be able to spin around like a ballerina.
Do a spinneroo.
Yeah, but he does. And he could probably pirouette like a ballerina. And
ballerina?
Then, one of them and all. And then he'd hit you that hard, your balls would turn inside out.
But the thing because I did watch NXT for a while, and for some reason I stopped, so apologies to everyone, I will start again. But when I'd watched Neville on NXT...
Neville.
Yeah, old squatting Neville himself.
Yes.
He was amazing, and he didn't rely on his flips.
No.
He just did good wrestling, and when he do his flips, he was like, yes, that's awesome. Whereas I'm finding the WWE creative are basically saying to him, do your flips. Like we said last time. Yeah, kids love that shit, do it. Yeah. And it's like, well, he's got a lot of other talents, as proven this week when he fought John Cena. He picked up John Cena and powerbombed him to hell. I
mean, let's be honest. I mean, I know it's, people will go on, naysayers will say, because haters go, hey, oh yeah, well, they help each other out and they do this. I'm not being funny, but John Cena's a bloody big lad.
Yeah, he is.
It'd take a lot to pick him up anyway.
Well, he powerbombed him, so he would have had him up.
Sit out, powerbomb John Cena. I mean, bloody Seth Rollins did it. But Rollins is like the $6 million man or something, isn't he? Like,
we can rebuild him.
Yeah. He's a big dude, like. But he's not very tall neither.
No.
I mean, I reckon he gets all his aerodynamicness from them ears. Brody, he's like a frigging wingnut. I mean, I love the guy a bit, and he's probably a nice fella and all that, but bugger me, he's got big ears. It's like Bumbo the Great.
Oh God,
that's how he can fly.
Because he's got the magic feather.
Yeah,
he keeps it in his trunks.
And then racist Jaybirds told him he couldn't fly.
Yeah,
but he can.
He can
and
fly.
And he did.
And gravity won't forget him.
Yeah.
I think gravity forgot Mr. Barrett.
Yeah.
No, Mr. Neville.
Mr. Neville.
Because he has no second name.
No, that is his second name.
No, but he has no first name either.
Adrian.
Yeah, but when he's
not in their main roster.
No.
Thingies.
In NXT it was Adrian Neville, now it's just Neville. Squatting Neville.
Yeah. I wonder I hope he's kicked the door in. Killing a turd out, the dirty bastard.
Oh, Neville, why don't you ever flush the toilet?
You've had corn for your lunch, you little swine.
Maybe that's why their rivalry...
Smells like carrots and throw up.
Maybe that's why their rivalry started, because Neville flushes the toilet after he's been squatting.
Yes, squatting Neville.
Squatting Neville.
That is my days. Oh, I think this is another one that's got potential to be a good match.
Yeah, because Wade Barrett is picking up again now.
Wade Barrett's just awesome.
He's awesome, but he's picking up again
As long as the guy can stay injury-free, he's laughing. I think he's going to have a good run here. And I reckon give it, within the next 12 months, I think he'll hold another belt.
Yeah.
And I would...
Well, even Daniel Bryan name dropped him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Wade Barrett, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler.
Dean Ambrose!
God, he was so over on Raw.
Oh, yeah. Dean Ambrose was uber over.
Yeah.
I think if he was any more over, he'd have fallen over.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the match at hand. So, how do you feel this one's going to go? King Barrett and squatting Neville.
It's an interesting one to call because Neville seems to be on a roll at the moment. And after, I think the best thing that could have happened to Wade Barrett was lose the belt. Because when he had the belt, he did nothing but frigging lose.
Yeah.
But now he's just Barrett, not Intercontinental Champion Barrett. He's just bullhammering the crap out of everything. So, I don't know. I don't know how to call this one. Because, obviously, they built Neville up and built Neville up and built Neville up. So you think, are they going to let him lose? Or... I mean, technically, he didn't lose on Raw. I mean, he was the guy that met the John Cena Open Challenge on Raw on Monday, if you haven't seen it. And he hit Cena with the red arrow. Because according to Matthew from Botchamania, he couldn't call it British Airways because that name's shit. And he didn't lose because Rusev come down and interfered in the match. So, technically, he gets the win. I'm going to say Barrett. Because I like Wade Barrett. I'm going to go with Wade Barrett because I like him.
I'm going to go Neville.
See, I like this. We're split down the middle on this.
I'm going to go Neville on this one. Like you say, they've built him up and built him up and built him up. And I like the fact that, to sort of support Wade Barrett for a second, I do love Wade Barrett. He's brilliant. He's hilarious. He's hilarious father.
I think it's because he's so British.
Yeah, I love it. But I'm hoping... the King of the Ring thing, they're treating it like they used to back in the day.
Yeah.
They would give you the King of the Ring as a way of saying, we've got our eye on you now. If you keep going the way you are, we'll put you up for a title. And then when you get the IC title again, you'll get a chance maybe at the WWE title.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb and say, not as far as this match goes, but if any of you haven't seen Raw on Monday... spoiler alert, Daniel Bryan's dropped the belt because he's injured again. And I actually don't think we're ever going to see him in a ring again. I think I'd be very surprised if he did, because if he did, I think he's going to have to adapt his style. But anyway, he's relinquished the Intercontinental title. Apparently, that's going to be one of the main focuses of Elimination Chamber at the end of the month. So I'm going to go on a limb and say I think Neville could take it.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's on a hell of a run at the moment.
Yeah.
All right, he has. I don't even think he's been in the 6 months yet, is he? But
no.
I think he could hold.
Well, I'm sure he came in after WrestleMania.
Yeah, he did in that after WrestleMania.
So he's only been with us about 2 months.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to see. I think he's got the potential to hold a belt. I think he could do well.
Yeah. But I think Neville's going to take it, though. I think Neville's going to take it just purely because they've built him up so well. And I think now would be a good time for him to have a good win at a pay-per-view. Because at the end of the day, it's his first full pay-per-view event.
Yeah.
Because he's only done pre-shows. This is his proper pay-per-view match. So I think it'd be a really good thing for him if he won. And then, like you say, if they do Elimination Chamber, it's IC title. And if he takes it, it will just boom him.
I think that the best thing they can do is stick him in the chamber.
Yeah,
because
a
couple of years ago when they were pushing John Morrison to be the number one guy, until he pissed off the entire locker room because apparently he's a really, really arrogant bastard. The things that, if you haven't seen it, go back on the network and check out. I think it was Elimination Chamber from, I think it was 2011, either 2011 or 2012. And John Morrison was in there, and the things that man did in the chamber was unreal. As Michael Cole used to call him, the parkour specialist. Yeah, it was absolutely unreal. So I think Neville in the chamber has got
gold written all
memories written all over it. Yeah.
So I think it'd be quite interesting. No. I'll save it because we'll chat about Elimination Chamber at the end. But yeah, so you're going King Barrett.
Yeah.
And I'm going Neville.
Mm-hmm. And next up is the was it the third or fourth time now?
Yeah.
It's the I Quit match for the United States Championship. The challenger Rusev, 50 Shades of Rusev.
Hashtag 50 Shades of Rusev.
Yes. fighting the reigning, defending, undisputed United States champion, who probably has been the most defending champion there has been for a long time, John Cena. I would even put him in the same category as sort of circa 92 Bret the Hitman Hart.
Yeah.
When he beat Ric Flair for the world title in Saskatoon, he would take it on all comers. Granted, most of them were house shows.
And jobbers.
Yeah.
Kamala.
Well, no, he wasn't, because he beat Papa Shango.
Yeah.
He beat your boy, Papa Shango.
Yeah. It was on Superstars.
Yeah.
I'm sure that episode's on the network.
It is. I think it is, yeah. John Cena's basically, he comes out every week on Raw, and the John Cena Open Challenge. If you
starts now.
You want some? Come get some. And it's not being like anyone's shit.
No,
I mean, he's fought everyone. He's fought Barrett. He's fought Neville. He's fought Dean Ambrose. Stardust. Who else has there been?
The NXT.
Oh, Sami Zayn.
Yeah, Sami Zayn.
That
was a good match.
But he's taken on all comers. I say fair play to him. But yeah, this is going to be the I Quit match.
We haven't seen an I Quit match for a long time.
The last
one I remember is Rock and Mankind.
Oh, Christ, that was a while ago. The last one I remember before that was what's his name? John Cena and The Miz. I think it was 20... When did The Rock come back? I think it was 2012. I think it was the same year as the Elimination Chamber that we were talking about. And it was basically The Miz beat the crap out of Cena for the whole match. You're going to quit? No, I never quit. You hit like a girl, this, that and the other. And then you had the boost at the end of Super Cena, and The Miz shit himself and said, okay, John, I quit. I always said there was a flaw in The Miz's game. If The Miz would have threatened to bum him, he'd have quit. If he'd have said, John, I'm going to bum you now. I'm going to pull your pants down, enter you from behind, and keep going until you say I quit. I reckon if he'd have threatened to bum him, he'd have won.
Fair enough.
I mean, John Cena never give up, but I think in certain situations, as far as the hold comes in, then I think he'd have quit. So this is this is Rusev's playground here. Yeah, this is Rusev's red room, if you will. I've not read the book.
It's come full circle.
It basically has, yeah.
I reckon they're listening. The fact they put Rusev in an I Quit match.
Yeah.
50 Shades.
What's his safety word, do you reckon?
Vodka.
Yeah.
I come out in tank. I can barely fit.
It was a bit like the what were they called?
It was kind of like the general off the Angry Video Game Nerd.
No,
movie.
I was going to say the thingy off Wacky Races.
Oh, the Southern Commando and the bullet. Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm picturing all now. There's Pat Penning in his converter car, the lovely Penelope Pitstop,
Peter Perfect.
Yeah, and the Anthill Mob. The Gruesome Twosome.
Yeah.
The Red Max.
And
Luke and Bubba Bear.
Yeah. It was Sergeant Blast and Private Meekley in the Army Surplus Special.
That's it.
Number 6.
That's it.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Thank you.
And we also had Rufus Rough Cut and Sawtooth in the Buzzwhacker,
That's
Peter
it.
Perfect in the Turbo Terrific, Lazy Luke and Bubba Bear in the Arkansas Chocobo, the Anthill Mob and the Bulletproof Bomb, Sergeant Blast and Private Meekley in the Army Surplus Special, Penelope Pitstop in the Compact Pussycat, the Red Max in the Crimson Hay Baler, Professor Pat Penning in the Converter Car, the Gruesome Twosome in the Creepy Coop, the Slag Brothers in the Bouldermobile, and Dick Dastardly and Muttley in the Mean Machine, the 00. Yes!
Well read.
I'd like to say I'd come off the top of the dome, but I'd be lying to you all, and I would never lie to you guys.
Yeah. I miss Wacky Races.
Yeah, it was what a programme.
Yeah.
What a programme. And Dick Dastardly never won.
No, he didn't, no. Right. Rusev, I Quit, 50 Shades, safe word, Bachka.
Yeah. I think it's a hands down that John Cena's going to win this, isn't it? Because let's be honest, if John Cena quits, they might as well just piss on him and set him on fire.
I agree, I think I know how it's going to go down.
Oh yeah, there'd be something to do with Lana.
Yeah, Lana's going to turn on Rusev. This will be the one where she turns on him. She'll take a shoe and maybe hit him with it or something.
Or maybe she'll threaten to sort of set his nan on fire or something, and that's when he'll say, I quit. Or, Rusev, I'm going to eat your last pot noodle. I quit. Stop it. Come on.
But I've heard rumours that when Lana face turns, she's going to reveal that she's actually from Texas.
Yeah, it's going to be like, Rusev, I cannot be your valet no more, because I'm going with JBL, Mago. It's going to turn into JBL.
It's JBL in disguise the whole time.
It'd be like Jane BL.
Yeah.
Yes. But no.
It'd be like the time he has big bad Rikishi dressed up as a big mama.
Yeah, I'm a bad man.
Yeah.
He's an even worse cross-dresser, so.
Exactly. So yeah, I think, unfortunately, Cena is going to take
Once
this.
again, I think it's going to be a hard-fought match. Like the Russian chain match. That was fantastic.
I don't mind Lana in a little Russian chain match to myself.
Giggity goo. I do apologise.
And I won't tell her my safety word.
I'm picking my nose out. I think it's going to be another brutal match, especially with it being an I Quit match as well.
It's got to be PG-13.
But I'm hoping and praying that they're lenient with it and it's not one of those where it's got to finish inside the ring. Because for me, that was the letdown with the Chicago Street Fight last time with Ambrose and #Harper Watch.
I think they'll say you can finish wherever, but it'll just end up in the ring anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Because they have to have it in the ring, so you can get the better shots there.
You'll finish in the ring, in the back, or on my face.
Yes, exactly. So unfortunately, I think
we're united in this one.
Yeah.
When we say it's going to be a John Cena win across the board.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, John Cena. Which brings us to our main event of the evening.
The main event,
The main event of the evening. The defending champion, Seth Bugbox Rollins.
Give me J&J.
Yes. J&J Security, without doubt. The greatest. They're definitely up there with Patterson and Briscoe.
Yes.
What awesome stooges they are, like.
They even got a Stooges reference at WrestleMania.
What? Stooges? Payday Patterson.
Yeah.
Yeah, you Seth Rollins with J&J versus Roman Reigns versus the Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton.
I think this match is going to be very, very interesting. The fact that you've got The Shield in their first match against each other since the breakup, I think this is going to be interesting. Because if you notice, a couple of times Seth Rollins has done promos, he's mentioned The Shield.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done it for a long time, but it's just recently he started to bring up The Shield again.
Well, I've always said the best. I mean, if the rumour mills have been rife the last couple of weeks, especially for the fact that this match is happening.
Yeah.
And the rumour mills have been rife that the Shield are going to get back together. And I don't think, as far as Ambrose goes, I'm not sure how that would be taken. But as far as Roman Reigns is concerned, I think that'd be a good move.
So we discussed this on text message.
Yeah, I think turning Reigns heel would basically be like they did with The Rock in '97.
Yeah.
Where they're trying to push him as this super face. The fans are bored of him and they're booing him, so he turns all that on him, and it's like, oh, you never supported me, you bunch of knobs. You know, you can all kiss my ass now. And
maybe they'll start Roman socks chants.
Yeah, you'll come in the ring and start flicking the V's at the crowd and punching babies and things like that, like
making kids cry.
Yeah, like he'll go full Doink the Clown. Like. Yeah. I think it would be best for business as far as Reigns is concerned.
Yeah.
And then I think, if anything, that way, it could potentially organically turn him face. Yeah. Like it did with The Rock.
Yeah. But then the other thing I think is, would people look at it and go, they're just trying to do The Rock again?
Yeah, and let's be honest, I think The Rock's got more charisma and personality in his pinky toe.
Well, like I said when we were discussing Roman Reigns a little while ago, and we keep referencing other podcasts, so I do apologise for that, but Roman Reigns has got the charisma of a dishcloth.
Yeah.
All he's got is a catchphrase.
Yeah. It's shit at that. Believe that.
Yeah.
Believe what?
Yeah, believe what?
Yeah.
That you've got a beard? Believe that you've got wet hair.
Yeah.
Believe that you still dress like you're in the Shield.
Yeah. Come on now.
If you're going to believe in yourself, dress differently.
Yeah, you got to believe in yourself before you get other people to believe in you, you sock bollock.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get Gokwan in and he'll dress him nice.
You know what an anagram of Gokwan is, don't you?
No.
Go wank.
Fair enough.
How did we get from Roman Reigns to Gokwan?
I don't know. But yeah.
Tedious link on the podcast this week.
We always have a tedious link.
Yes.
Yeah. What was it last time?
We went through a stint in a previous life on Flick Chat where we were referencing, wasn't it Ninja Turtles films and 50 Shades of Grey?
No, on the Mega Podcast. We did one last week and it was a real tedious link. You said, that's your tedious link. And we went... If you remember it, remind us. But I can't remember.
Whack a comment in the section.
If you remember it.
In the comment section below.
It'll prove that you're listening.
Yes. And if you are listening, chuck in a hashtag bold man and write the time on this. And so I will look through the comments and it'll be like hashtag bold man and it'll say the time. So I know you've listened to all the way here. And if you've actually made it to here, well done.
Yes, well done.
Yeah, fair play to you.
There's your J&J clap.
Yes, J&J. They're all, they should give them their own, never mind all these like Legends House starting the network. They should put J&J in a sort of cockroach apartment in the lower east side of New York.
Kind of like a Liver Birds.
Yeah.
But call them the security boys.
You know, or like Bottom.
Yeah.
Chuck them in a flat in Hammersmith and see how they get on.
Just see how they get on, yeah. Right. The main event. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, and the Lunatic Fringe himself. How do you call it?
Well, if Rollins fails to retain the championship, Kane will be fired from being Director of Operations.
Yes, he will.
I honestly think that Rollins is going to retain.
I keep looking at your t-shirt. I'm lost in Hugh Selby's eyes.
I've actually got my my Slimer t-shirt on today. So, yeah.
It's a Hugh Selby t-shirt.
My Hugh Selby t-shirt, the South Sea Strangler, God love him.
Yeah.
With his beady eyes.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think Rollins is going to win. Purely for the fact that I think, because Kane's a bit of a job's worth, and he's got sod all else going for him, he's going to think, you know, if Rollins loses, I'm out of a job here. I'm going to be back in Primark. So, I think he's going to get involved. I think it's going to come down to Ambrose and Orton will brawl to the outside. Reigns will hit his and as he goes to hit Rollins with the spear, obviously with it being a fatal four-way, there's no disqualification.
No, there isn't.
Kane's going to crack him, or the big shit will come in and get...
Oh, God, please don't.
I think he will. I think he'll come back and get revenge for what happened at Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
And then Rollins will hit him with that dead shit DDT that he's now got, because they've banned the curb stomp.
Is Virgil Russian leg sweep DDT?
Yes. They'll... and I think Rollins is going to retain.
Yeah, I hope Rollins retains because I don't want him to drop the belt yet. I think he's got a good reign in him.
And I think he's a fantastic heel as well.
He is, because
he's a
so
proper
good.
snidey heel. And
the fact that on Raw this week and they were chanting for Dean Ambrose, he went, there, I said his name, are you happy?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a brilliant heel.
He is,
and like we say time and time again, he's great on the mic, he's great in the ring, he's the full package.
Yeah. And I'd like him to hold on to the belt to... I can't remember if we mentioned it last time. The rumoured main event for SummerSlam is Rollins versus Reigns versus Lesnar.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that again because Rollins and Lesnar in the ring at the Rumble was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
I hate to admit it, but the dirty Reigns that he is, him and Brock Lesnar in the ring at Mania was fantastic. So you chuck all that together, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
But no, I think that that Seth Rollins, he's got too much momentum going through him. People, it's getting to the point now where the majority of wrestling fans love him because he's awesome, but then you get people who sort of despise him because he's this like sneaky, cheating heel, and it's fantastic. It's an exciting time for wrestling again. To see quite a heel in that sort of sense. He's not just a one-dimensional heel, and he's not just... And it's nice to see a different type of champion. He's not a monster, and he's not this big, looming, evil man, or like a
big... baby face.
Yeah, he's just this little weedy bastard, and he's ace.
Conniving schemer.
Yeah, conniving schemer with Throwbro and Samwise Ganji backing him off. Like.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go one better. I'm going to go with your idea and have someone interfere. I think it'd be Lesnar.
Oh.
Because, obviously, I've heard rumours that Lesnar may make an appearance at Payback.
I didn't hear that.
I've heard rumours of that. I've also heard rumours of Sting for some reason.
The vigilante known as... What? Fuck the vigilante.
Yeah.
Bloody vigilante.
The man called Sting.
Yeah, you know, it's...
Yeah, I've heard rumours of a possible Lesnar appearance, but so I think it'd be good if, like you say, Ambrose and bloody Orton go over the top and that, and then you have them two in the ring. Reigns is about to do a spear, but then all of a sudden you get bloody Brock Lesnar run down, kick the crap out of Roman Reigns, and you're like, hang on, is Brock Lesnar now in Seth Rollins' corner? And then he could do a promo on Raw saying, I looked out for you, but that was only because I want to get my hands on you at SummerSlam.
Well, he's still indefinitely suspended for F5 in the cameraman of Michael Cole, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen there.
But I think it'd be interesting if he did that, because at the end of because let's be honest, if you hadn't have watched Payback, which unfortunately I think a few people will, I think if like on the next night on Raw they say, did you watch Payback? Because Brock Lesnar turned up, people are like, hang on.
It's going to be like, what?
It's like, what? I'm going to have to watch that. He probably won't turn up, but that's what I would like to happen, because I think it would really set up something. Like I said, if that main event happens at SummerSlam, I think it would be a really good way to start setting it up.
Yeah, that's an interesting outlook on the match, to be fair. Because we've both said we think Rollins is going to win via some sort of altercation, but two different ones.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going with the Authority will step up and take out...
Oh, seems to involve him as well.
Yeah. Probably because he's a knob.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, that's not a million miles away from John Fashanu at the end of Gladiators with his Ooga. Yeah. So... he's stolen that as well, the horrible wank pheasant.
Aye.
But yeah, we're both going with Seth Rollins on that one, which is an interesting thingy. So yeah, that's your... we'll just run down the matches again. Pre-show, you've got the Faux Mega Powers versus the Ascension. You've got and then in the main event, you've got the New Day versus Tyson Kidd and Cesaro for the tag titles in a 2 out of 3 falls match, followed by Ziggler versus Sheamus in a singles match, which is hot on the heels of King Barrett versus Neville, another all-British first. I think it's an all-first in a main pay-per-view.
Squatting Neville.
Yes. Then we have the I Quit match for the United States Championship, Rusev versus John Cena. And then the main event of the evening, we have Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose versus Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins for the WWE Heavyweight Championship.
Whoo!
That is a mouthful and a half.
Yes, and then obviously now we're going to have to mention Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we did think about chucking out a separate pay-per-view talking about Elimination Chamber, but I think... you guys are probably... you have enough of hearing us twice a month as it is, so here is a bit more.
If you want us to do a thing about Elimination Chamber, let us know.
Even if it's just the case that we do a Fallout show where Elimination Chamber happens and we just talk about what we thought of it as far as it being a network-only pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Let us know. But like I keep saying, I can't say it enough, anything whatsoever, leave a comment in the section below. Why I keep pointing. I don't know why.
You're used to being on video, that's why.
Yeah, leave a comment in the comment section below. You know, if you like what we're doing, if you think there's something we could change, if there's something that you'd like us to talk about, if you've got any points of view, get them all across, because we will read any comment that we've had on Facebook or anything like that.
We really do.
We do read them all, and we do appreciate things. So
hence why Harper Watch came along. I'm upset because there's no Harper Watch this month.
No, we've an extreme lack of Luke on this pay-per-view.
Should we just play the theme anyway, just for shits and giggles?
Yes, here we go. Here's the theme.
Clark Corporate. Watch out. Corporate. About you. Better watch out. Corporate.
Yes, we have a hashtag lack of Luke this month.
Yeah, but there you go. We've played the theme anyway. Now, as it's come to the end of the episode and we've still got some time left to fill the time, what we'd like to do at the end of each one, where we talk about the lead up to a pay-per-view, is we'd like to give you a recommendation for something on the network. As we said before, this month on the WWE Network, it is free. And if you've just got the network and you're like, well, I'm only getting it for a pay-per-view or what have you, and you think, well, what else can I watch? Well, we can give you some suggestions. We're going to give you a suggestion right now. But this one has a story to it.
Yeah, we've got
a little story.
We've got an interesting story for this one. A couple of weeks ago was the Wales Comic Con in Glyndŵr University in Wrexham. They hold it twice a year. We're going to be going to the next one, so if you're there for the next Comic Con and you see any of us, come and say hi, because we like to talk to people.
We're not nasty.
No, we're not horrible people, honestly. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was in attention. There was quite a few wrestlers there. There was Eric Bischoff, there was Chris Masters, RVD, Jeff and Karen Jarrett, and of course, the All-American Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh! Because he beats people up.
Yeah, and he's got his 2x4 and he got the American flag. I actually got to meet Hacksaw.
And the blood starts pumping.
I got to meet him. The man has got hands like shovels. He really has. And he was, he was really, really nice. Rob Van Dam looked at, whether he was drugged up to the eyeballs, I don't know, because he had his sunglasses on, you couldn't really tell. He sort of seemed a bit like, hey, how you doing? You alright? But Hacksaw's queue was a lot bigger, and he just seemed really nice. Total entertainer, asking people, you still watching the show, and who's your favourites, and this, that, and the other, and then a few people got 2x4 signed. I actually saw somebody carrying a steel chair to get signed. Seriously.
Brilliant.
So we got to the thingy, and I'm thinking, in my hungover state, I thought out this really long spiel. If he said to me, are you still watching WWE? Who are your favourites? I'd come up with this really long spiel about how Wade Barrett was going to take over, and Roman Reigns is a waste of time, and Rollins is awesome, and he hit me with a right curveball of, so what do you think of Legends House? You watch it? Hacksaw, if you're listening, I'm really sorry, mate, but you caught me on the back foot. I've never seen Legends House. I've seen all the adverts, and I've seen, clips of it, but I've never actually watched the full episode. I kind of just said, I didn't lie to him as such. I kind of just said, well, it's different. It's a lot different from the reality shows that my missus watches on the telly, to which he laughed and said, the guys at WWE were expecting a drama, but with us idiots, they got a comedy. And then we posed we posed for a photograph. There's the photograph there that we posed for, and we had a nice photograph with it. They said, right guys, it's a Royal Rumble, everybody choke someone. And everybody gripped people by the throat. It was a bit like, this is surreal.
In fact, the Hacksaw's causing a riot.
Yeah, I'm in a Royal Rumble with Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Quark. It's just wrong,
Hacksaw Jim Duggan and John Candy.
Yeah, it's wrong, But yeah, so I'm going to suggest, in light of this situation, that you check out Legends House on the network. I have since watched 1 or 2 episodes, and it's just bizarre.
So what is Legends House for people who don't know what it is?
Legends House is basically a original programming for the WWE network, which features such legends as Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Oh, good old Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Yep, Rowdy Roddy Piper, Gene Okerlund, Hillbilly Jim, Howard Finkel, Jimmy Hart, Pat Patterson, and randomly Tony Atlas.
He's a legend, though.
Tony Atlas, yeah.
And they basically put him in just situations, don't they?
They chuck him in
Didn't one episode they go to Vegas?
They just chuck him in a house. And they...
I'm sure season 2 they sent him to Vegas.
Episode 4 of season 1.
Right.
The legends head to Sin City and the hijinks begin. And after enduring some manscaping, they take part in a Chippendale show you have to see to believe. Yeah.
We're not really selling it. Well.
No.
It from what I've seen, it looks quite enjoyable. I'm definitely gonna be checking it out.
I mean, they take on such things during the show as bowling, Zumba, live action role play, and just weird crap like that. And it features such, as well as that sterling cast we've mentioned, which includes Jim Duggan, Jimmy Hart, and Tony Atlas. You also get cameos by Jerry Lawler, Shawn Michaels, Rhett and Link, and Gary Busey. Gary freaking Busey.
Nice.
Yeah, so, that's our recommendation for this time. Check out Legends House.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know once again in that comment section. Let us know what you think of Legends House. Yeah. So that pretty much wraps up this episode where we've talked about Payback, not Paperback.
No.
Payback. We've talked about Paperback and Payback, but Payback is the main thing we're talking about.
And many, many other things.
Yes.
Including Squatting Neville.
And Father Ted references.
And 50 Shades of Rusev.
And The Miz bumming John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Prepare to see many, many photoshopped pictures of said conversations.
I'm hoping so. I hope to see so. Yeah, so Payback's coming up this Sunday, May the 17th, 2015, from the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. Check it out on the WWE Network. Don't be a mug and pay 20 quid for it on Sky. Pay $9.99 a month. If you subscribe to the network now, you get it for free for the whole month of May.
You even get Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of May left. So basically, for the price of fresh air, you're getting 2 pay-per-views.
Yeah.
You can't buy that kind
And one is a network exclusive.
You can't buy this shit in IKEA.
No, you can't.
Yeah, so check it out. We have been the Mega Podcast. I have been the Lunatics Minge. And this man next to me has been the Flawed Horseman.
Fight time! Woo!
So thanks very much for checking out the Mega Podcast. Let us know what you think of the new format. Thank you very much. Take care. And we'll see you next time.
Yes, toodaloo.